Hello everyone, this is first video on anthropology, and in this particular video we are going to discuss the syllabus of paper 1. So let's start. So in paper 1 the first topic is meaning, scope and development of anthropology. Here basically you will learn the definition of anthropology. I am going to tell you in this particular video what are the topics that are important, from where you will cover them, what are the previous questions that have been asked in these particular topics, and what are the different sources you need to refer to. Basically you should not deviate from the demand, and you should not study too much, you should not do too much research in anthropology. Just do the basics and you will score very good in UPSC. This is a really easy subject, and you don't need you need to mug up a lot of things, and you need to understand also. It's not just mug up, and also you need to solve all the previous year questions. So we will start. In this particular topic not much questions have been asked from in previous year. Just mug up the definition of anthropology, that's it. In 1.2, relationship with other disciplines, social sciences, behavioral sciences, life sciences, medical sciences, earth sciences and humanities. This has been elaborately given in Braintree. You can study from there. And here basically what the subject wants us to study is that what anthropology has derived from social sciences. Like anthropology also has economics, it has also sociological aspects, problem solving aspects, and linguistics and all. Then behavioral sciences, it also covers psychology and philosophy also. Then life sciences and medical sciences, they basically cover the genetics part and our physiology part, that is the skeleton, and study of muscles, study of human structure and all. Then earth sciences and humanities. In earth sciences, basically whatever excavation you do in archaeological anthropology, so how that is related to anthropology. And humanities basically cover all these social sciences. So this also not much questions have been asked from this particular topic, but a 10 marker comes every year almost. So you have to mug up everything, all the relationships. Like this year the question was that what is the difference between sociology and socio-cultural anthropology, or sociology and anthropology, what is the basic difference? So this question will come under 10 marks, and if you have mugged up all this, so you will be able to answer it. Then 1.3 is main branches of anthropology, their scope and relevance. So anthropology has in the syllabus they have given 4 branches: socio-cultural, biological, archaeological and linguistic. So you have to just mug up the definition of all these 4 branches, because directly questions are asked, 10 markers every year. So just mug up. Like in socio-cultural anthropology, they this covers different things, like different aspects of human culture, like their family, kinship, marriage, religion and all those things. So you will also study sociocultural anthropology in detail later, from chapter 2 to chapter 5. It's all sociocultural anthropology. Then biological anthropology, it contains 2 parts. First part is related to human evolution, and how the human beings have evolved from earlier mammals or primates right now to Homo sapiens. All that chronological order, from what thing they have evolved to what, like this is the first thing, then from there what changes occurred, so they became something else, then they became something else, and finally right now we are Homo sapiens. So this chronological order you will learn in biological anthropology, basically physical anthropology. And also one thing more you will learn, that is genetics part. So genetics is basically related to heredity and all the information that is being passed from the previous generation to the next generation. So there also you will learn a lot of things, like what is the mechanism, how the information is passed, and then what are the different diseases that occur due to genetics, what is blood, and how the blood works, mitochondria, DNA and all those things. What are the different aspects of human growth and all. So this is a very interesting thing, and in this particular topic the best part is that once you have studied it nicely, so you can draw a lot of diagrams in the examination, and it fetches you really good marks. So if you have done this biological part well, So you can be definitely sure that you will score really good marks, and that will make sure that you are selected. Then archaeological anthropology, this is a small part in which means the questions will be like, what are the different ways in which that digging is happening, what are the different ways in which you measure the time or chronology of different fossils. So in archaeological anthropology, basically you means anthropologists, they excavate different sites of human habitations or any other thing which is archaeologically important, and there they try to find out the evidences from the past, because early, means this is basically related to prehistory. Prehistory means before history, so that time we were not having written records, so that is why archaeological anthropology is very important. And then fourth part is linguistic anthropology. So here you will learn the development of language, and what are the different types of languages. And in paper 2 also, linguistic anthropology, there is a separate chapter in which you will learn what are the different languages spoken in India, what is their origin, how they have spread, what are the different tribes and what languages they speak. That is from paper 2. And in paper 1 you will learn that what is historical linguistic, what is socio-cultural linguistic, how the language is used differently in different contexts. Like for elders you give respect, so you will say aap, but for the younger people you can also say tum. So this is how the contextual linguistics is studied. So this video will be long, and I'll try to give as much information as possible for the anthropology, so that you are really sure about, you can be sure about whether to take this subject or not. So let's go to the next thing. Okay, so this is a 1.4 human evolution and emergence of man. So here in this particular topic, human evolution, so you will learn that what are the different evolutionary theories, and who has given that, and what are the main content of that evolutionary theory. And here you will not learn the basically the main human evolution. You are just going to learn the basic evolutionary theories, that's it, and emergence of man. So biological and cultural factors in human evolution, this is a fixed topic. This has been given in Braintree, you can study from there. And theories of organic evolution, so pre-Darwinian, Darwinian and post-Darwinian. Now organic means that living evolution, or the theory of how the living beings have evolved. So before Darwinian, one major theory is of Lamarck. So Lamarckism is very important theory, and it's very easy theory. That according to Lamarck means whatever the acquired characters people have, that is being passed to the next generation. Then Darwin came. According to Darwin, every species has evolved from the previous species, and there will be some factors due to which it is evolving. So there is a fixed concept, and there is a fixed theory for this. So all you have to do is just understand it and mug it up. Then post-Darwinian theory, a lot of theories have came, like synthetic theories there. So in that particular theory, everything like concept of genetics, concept of Darwin, concept of Mendelian rules, all these things, they have been clubbed together, and then came the scientific synthetic theory, which explains the evolution in a different way. So all this thing you will learn in this theories of organic evolution, pre-Darwinian, Darwinian and post-Darwinian. Yeah, then here it is given synthetic theory of evolution. This is post-Darwinian. Then brief outline of terms and concepts of evolutionary biology. So these are some of the terms like Dole's rule, Cope's rule, Goss's rule. So all these terms have definite definition. Like for Dole's rule means or Cope's rule, you will learn that according to them means if a species goes towards the pole, so its body will become bigger, like that. So that is one of the rule. So all these rules have definite definitions, and right now I'm not able to remember it, but you have to just mug it up. Then parallelism, convergence. What is parallelism? That different species are evolving by themselves in parallel format. Like this species is evolving in its own way, and this species is evolving in its own way. And then convergence means some of these whatever development they are having, and whatever development it is having, maybe they will converge together. Like let's say the ants, they have wings, and birds have also wings. So the wings of ants and the wings of birds, they have converged together, so that is called convergence, concept of convergence. Then adaptive radiation and mosaic evolution. So adaptive radiation means radiation means spreading, and adaptive means basically how the adaptation is like a survival concept. So how the species radiate and how they adapt to the environment and survive, this is also very fixed definition is there. So this also you can see from the notes, or else whenever we will cover it one by one. So we will I will give you the definition, and whatever the things, what are the questions that have been asked and what you have to learn from this. Similarly, mosaic evolution. Mosaic means mixture. So this is also mixture of different concepts. Okay. Then coming to the next one, this is characteristics. This is chapter 1.5, characteristics of primates. Uh, Primates are the species from which human beings have evolved. Human beings are also primates. Primate is one of the subpart of mammalia, mammals. So all the apes and human beings and a lot of monkeys, all these come under primates. So this their characteristics, what makes them primates, that we will study. So there are fixed physical characteristics that you need to mug it up. Then evolutionary trend and primate taxonomy. Taxonomy related to how they are named, what is their naming, and what is their evolutionary trend, from which thing what has evolved. So all this there will be a chart that I will give you. You just mug it up, that's it. Then primate adaptations, arboreal and terrestrial. Arboreal means the animals which live uh, above land. So basically these are the animals which preferred to live on the trees. They did not wanted to come down. So what are the adaptations if they are living in air only? So like they will be leaping and hanging from one branch to another. They will sleep on the tree only, and basically in the canopy, and they have to jump, so their hind legs should be powerful and all. So this we will learn later. And terrestrial. Terrestrial means those primates which are living on the land, like currently gorillas live on the land, then baboons also live on the land, and human beings are right now terrestrial. Earlier they were arboreal. So all this thing we will learn. Then primate taxonomy, again same thing. Then primate behavior, and tertiary and quaternary fossil primates. So primate behavior also, it's what is their sleeping pattern, what are their food habits, what is their cultural habits, what are the different things which allowed them to survive, what is like there is also one concept which is known as means if you'll see the male gorilla is very big and female gorillas are small. So why there is a difference of size between them, and why gorillas fight for the mating rights and all those things. So this all we learn in primate behavior. Then tertiary and quaternary fossils. So tertiary and quaternary are the phases in the time, geological time period. So there are different time periods, like there is eon, then after that all these things, Mesolithic, Paleolithic, Neolithic and all, they are all belong to time periods. So similarly tertiary and quaternary are also time period. So during that period, whatever fossils of primates have been found, so you will have to study that. Then living major primates. So living major primates, basically there are just I can tell you also, there are 4 major primates right now living. One is gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan and human beings. Human beings also come under primates. So all these 4 are the major living primates. So you will have to study one by one. Then comparative anatomy of man and apes. So how the human beings are different from apes. Like right now also apes are quadruped. They walk on all 4 legs. Sometimes they walk on their previous 2 legs. Otherwise they prefer to walk on all 4. And their comparative anatomy, what is their head size, what are the head skeletons, what is their leg skeletons and leg bones, and how they are different from human beings. What are the changes that have occurred in hand and your feet and your toes, everything. And what are the changes that have occurred in your spinal cord. So all this we will learn in comparative anatomy. And also like what man and apes they have asked, so you will have to learn the comparative anatomy of man with chimpanzee, man with gorilla, man with orangutan, and all those things. So this is also interesting. Then skeleton changes due to erect posture and its implication. So skeletal changes means basically if you see right now all the primates, other primates, they walk on all four, but human beings right now walk on two legs. So what are the skeletal changes and their implications also means so all this we will learn. This is very means interesting and easy also. Okay, then coming on the sixth chapter, 1.6 chapter, that is phylogenetic status. This is very important. Phylogenetic status means the relative status of any particular species in their evolutionary chart. So let's say for example this was our the ancestor, the single ancestor. From here it has given three branches, let's say like this. So then here also there are two branches. So this let's say this is human beings. So how human beings have evolved from here and what is their status in relation to all the other species, this is called phylogenetic status. So whenever you are writing any question from physical anthropology, giving the phylogenetic status is of extreme importance. This is the most important part. So you should not leave phylogenetic status in any question. Then characteristic and geographical distribution of the following. Then I don't know from where this thing has came. This is not required. uh, Basically all this, I think this is the repetition of the previous one. Okay, so now okay, distribution of the following. So Homo erectus, uh, now Homo erectus, in Africa it was called Paranthropus. In Europe it was called Homo erectus heidelbergensis. In Asia it is called Homo erectus javanicus, and in China it is called Homo erectus pekinensis. So all these are the form of Homo erectus only. Homo erectus means upright man, or the Homo means basically human. So when they were able to walk on their two legs, so they became Homo erectus. And all these are the places like Heidelberg is one of the town in Germany. Java is in near Indonesia. Peking is also in China. Similarly this. So all these names have been given on the places from where these fossils have been found. And what are their basic skeleton differences, what is their face difference, what is their jaw difference and their teeth difference, and all those things that we will learn in this particular topic. This has been given in P. Nath book. This is P. Nath is very important and very easy book. If you want to study all this physical anthropology, you can refer that. You'll get a lot of diagrams also in that particular book. Then second is Neanderthal man, and in Neanderthal man also there are different types like La Chapelle ox sands, that is called classical type, and Mount Carmel, that is called progressive type. So here also these are the places where the Neanderthal man species has been found. And what are their physical characteristic, like their anatomy, their skeleton changes, what was their brain size, how much cranial capacity was there, and how they are different from the Homo erectus or Homo sapiens, and all that we will learn here. Then comes Rhodesian man and Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens contains Cro-Magnon, Grimaldi, and Chancellidei. These are some of the different fossils that have been found in different parts of the world, and this has been given in P. Nath. So I will tell you one by one what are the different characteristics of these particular species, and what you need to mug up and what you need to leave. Also you need to make sure that you are drawing some diagrams in this particular chapter. So this is a very scoring chapter and it will fetch you a lot of marks. And also a lot of people just keep on studying it and they are not able to understand what they have to cover and what they have to leave, because means basically since a lot of mugging up needs to be done, and at the same time you need to understand what are the differences in different types. So many people just try to cover it from so many sources that they just are not able to do anything at all. So that's why proper guidance is needed in these particular chapters. Okay, coming on the next chapter. Then this chapter 1.7, the biological basis of life, the cell, DNA, structure and so this in chapter 1.7, this is basically just for your understanding of the basic human genetics and how the human body works. Not much questions have been asked from this particular chapter. From chapter 1.4, 1.5 and 1.6, a lot of questions have been asked in the previous years, and almost every year it will cover like 50 to 70 marks. This chapter 1.7, this is just for your understanding. I will teach you this, the biological basis of life, the cell, what are the different organelles in the cell, then DNA, the DNA structure and replication, how DNA is formed, and deoxyribonucleic acid, this is the full form of DNA, and RNA is ribonucleic acid, and what is its structure, what is components, what is that threaded like structure that you would have seen till this time. Then how the protein is synthesized, what is gene, what is mutation, chromosomes and cell division, all this is the basic biology, and this is also very interesting and very very easy also if you are able to understand it. And the best part is that a lot of scope is there for drawing diagrams here, like chromosomes, you can draw a lot of diagrams, X chromosome, Y chromosome and different chromosomes, and you will learn a lot of genetic diseases later in chapter 9, so there also you can draw a lot of diagrams, how the cell division occurs, there are different types like mitosis, meiosis and all, so that you will learn here. And gene mutation is the main source through which the genetic variability comes, and there are other sources through which the variation comes in our genetic information, so all that you will learn in genetics. So here you will learn the basic part, and in genetics you will learn the advanced part. Genetics means from chapter 9.1 to 9.8 of paper 1 of anthropology. Then coming on chapter 1.8, the principles of prehistoric archaeology and chronology, relative and absolute dating method. So like here, relative dating method and absolute dating method, there are fixed dating methods and how they are done, and what is their relevance, that you will learn here. And like there are 4-5 relative methods, and there are 4-5 absolute dating methods. Some dating methods are based on radiology, some will be based on some other concept, so everything is conceptual here. So first you need to understand the different concepts, then you just need to mug it up. Then prehistoric archaeology, prehistoric means historic means up to that part for which we have written records or oral records or something. But prehistoric means where we don't have historical records, like that time I think script was not there, so written language was not there, or let's say there was no medium on which people can write. So this basically prehistory starts from before 5000 BC, you can say. And in this prehistoric archaeology also, like fossil records and whatever digging is done up and whatever things are found, so archaeologists and anthropologists, they try to discover and try to give meaning to all those particular finds. So you will learn a lot of things like tool technology, what are the different tools, how the human beings have evolved, their fossil records and all those things, that all comes under this prehistoric archaeology. So whatever you have studied in 1.4 to 1.6, this will explain. Here you will get the basic tools through which those things are done. And not much questions have been asked, but this question comes a lot of time, that give relative method or absolute method, or they will give you some method like carbon 14 method, and then they will ask you to explain it. Then cultural evolution, broad outlines of prehistoric cultures. So here Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic, Copper Bronze Age and Iron Age. So paleo means ancient, so lithic means stone, so ancient is Stone Age. Then Meso means middle Stone Age, Neo means new Stone Age. Then Chalcolithic consists of copper and bronze, they also come under Chalcolithic only. And then Iron Age, it will start around 700 BC. So all this, it's broad outline, and what are the different aspects of these particular timelines, and what are the major changes that have occurred, why we say that this is Paleolithic and this is Mesolithic or this is Neolithic. So there will be different definitions of all this thing that we need to understand, learn and mug it up. Okay. Then coming on the second chapter, this is chapter 2.1. From here your socio-cultural part of anthropology starts. So the first 2.1 is the nature of culture, the concept and characteristic of culture and civilization, ethnocentrism with respect to cultural relativism. Now here in this chapter, I think in previous year I think 10 questions have been asked, and if you'll go and start reading from the notes like Braintree and also, they have given so much wide information that is just not absolutely required. So you need to just solve the previous year questions of these particular these topics, and you just don't need to go too much deep in this, because studying too much and not able to understand what is the requirement, that is the biggest mistake that people do. So just understand that what is the nature of the culture, what are the different means, like culture is shared, culture is transferred, people learn culture, human culture, how it evolves, it contains various aspects. So all these things you'll learn in this, and how it is different from civilization. So here they have given a bookish what you say, bookish differentiation, like civilization is the material aspect and the culture is the means culture is your inherent thinking, means culture comes from thinking, and civilization is the material aspect, which means culture makes civilization and something like that. So exactly what are the differences, I will try to write it and the differentiation, and I'll just give it to you so that you don't need to search too much, you just mug it up. Then ethnocentrism and cultural relativism. So this is also a very fixed concept, this is given by the anthropologist. Ethnocentrism means focusing towards your own culture, that it is better than other cultures, and our culture is the best, other cultural practices are wrong. And cultural relativism means you have to see different cultures in their own specific contexts. Like some people are eating cow meat, or let's say some people have this tradition of burning their dead people. So why they are doing that? So there will be some logic behind that, so that is called cultural relativism. So this is a very interesting thing, ethnocentrism and cultural relativism. So what you are going to do is you are going to learn the definitions of these particular concepts, and then you are going to learn which are the anthropologists who have given these particular concepts, and you will have to write their names, because writing names fetches you more marks. Then coming on the next thing, the nature of the society. The nature of the society, concept of society, society and culture, social institutions, social groups, social stratification, everything, all this thing, if you'll see from coaching notes, they have given too much wide, they have just copy pasted different notes from so many books, and that is just not required at all. So here also, like only 5-6 questions have been asked in previous year, and all the answers are very fixed, and you have to link this particular thing with the dynamic part, like whatever you have understood from these particular concepts, you have to apply it in the normal our normal life, and whatever the experiences that you are getting. So all the social institutions, what are the modern institutions, like we have democracy, we have judiciary and all, so that is all social institution. Khap panchayat is a social institution. So society and culture, concept of society, how society is formed. Society means when the people come together and live together. So there will be definitions of society, like different anthropologists would have given that definition of society. So you need to mug up one or two definitions. Then social stratification, that is a very big concept, how the people are differentiated based on their there are different forms of social stratification, like people can be differentiated based on their skin color, like black and white, or they can be based on the caste, like in Indian system, India has caste system in which there are fourfold division: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So all this, or people can be differentiated on the class, like how much money you have. So there is upper class, middle class, lower class. So all these are the form of the social stratification. So all this you will learn here. So you have to just learn the basic things, you don't have to go too much deeper in this. Then coming on the next thing, that is marriage. So in marriage you have to learn the definition and universality. So you also know that marriage means the marriage customs are different in different parts of the world, and marriage is not a fixed thing. There in different societies different types of marriages are there. So and also universality means basically marriage has been means it has been found universally that people, like men and women, live together. but its definition has not been fixed because different types of marriages are there, so a fixed definition is not possible. Still we will mug up one or two definitions given by anthropologists, different anthropologists. Then laws of marriage like endogamy, exogamy, hypergamy, hypogamy, incest, taboo. These are different types of marriages. Like in endogamy, you basically marry within your whatever group you are. Then exogamy, you marry outside your group. So group can be anything, like your caste. You can marry inside your caste or outside your caste. And then hypergamy, hypogamy, this is also a fixed concept. Like hypergamy, you have to marry the upper caste people. Hypogamy, you cannot marry the lower caste, like something like that. Then incest, taboo. Incest basically means sexual relationship between close relatives, basically like mother and father, not mother and father, mother and son, or daughter and father, or marriage between siblings. So all this is incest. So it's taboo. Taboo means banned, or means it is prohibited. So why the incest taboo is there in our society, and why there is prohibition between coupling of closely related people. So this all you will learn here. This is very interesting. Then types of marriage, there are different types like monogamy, polygamy, polyandry, group marriage. In monogamy, a single person marries a single another person of different sex. Then polygamy, a single person may marry different, means more than one person. Then polygamy and polyandry. Polygamy means when a woman marries to different men. Then polyandry, when a man marries to more than one woman. Then group marriage is also there. I'm not entirely sure about polygamy and polyandry. Sometimes I get confused. Group marriage means when a group of women marry a group of men, so there is not any fixed relationship between one person and another person. Then functions of marriage. What are the functions that it serves? There could be economical functions, that people come together, live and cooperate with each other. Other function could be like means whenever you have a child, so who will give it education, who will give it shelter and all. So all those things come under functions. Then marriage regulations, these are like preferential, prescriptive and proscriptive. So preferential means you prefer to marry a certain person. Prescriptive means there is a definite prescription that you have to marry between, means this is the set of the people among which you can marry. So like let's say Agrawal people can marry Agrawal women only. And then proscriptive means you cannot marry such people. Let's say in Hindu society, marrying a Muslim girl is proscribed, means it is banned. So these things you will learn, what are the different regulations. Then marriage payments, as you can see that there is dowry, there is bride wealth and all those things. There are different types of marriage payments, and it's not means we have basically seen that dowry means basically girl's family gives some money to the boy's family, that is called dowry. But in many societies, the boy's family has to give money to the girl's family, so that is called bride price. And there are different types of payments like working in bride's house and all those things. So we will learn that in marriage payment. This is a easy chapter, and fixed questions have been asked if you solve the previous year questions. So you will be, I don't think anything new will come in this particular chapter. Then coming on the next topic. Okay, this is chapter 2.4, family. So in again the definition is very important, and there will be some thinkers who would have given the definition. So you have to just mug up one definition. Single definition is enough. If family question on family comes, you just quote that particular thinker, that Margaret Mead has said that family is a system where people combine and form something. So this mugging up is very important for different topics, and I will give you just one definition or two definition. You can learn that. Universality means is marriage means family, like marriage is not universal, or you cannot give a straight single definition. Similarly for family also you cannot give single definition. There are different types of families in different parts of the world. Then family, households and domestic groups, and functions of the family. Same like in marriage we have learned same thing, like what is the function of the family, how the types of the family from the perspective of structure, from blood relation, marriage, residence and succession. So like after marriage sometimes people go and form their own house, like that is called neo locality. So that is one of the types of family that leads to single family or nuclear family. Then types of family based on blood relationship. So uh, mother, father and their children and their grandparents, sometimes they live together. So what is that blood relation? That will also constitute family in different parts of the world. And all these things will, residence and succession, who will inherit the property of the parents, and what are the rules behind that, and what are the different rules in different societies, that all we will learn here. Then impact of urbanization, industrialization and feminist movements on the family. Like feminist movement, you can take the example that earlier the women were confined to the household only, and how now with the changed environment they are coming out and they are doing the other works which are not traditionally allowed, like they are doing jobs and all. Then impact of urbanization, how the urban society has made people more means they are now more engaged and they are not that much worried about each other, and how the people are shifting from the rural areas to urban areas, and what are the impacts, what is the stress level, what are the different diseases and all. So and what is that, basically what is the impact of urbanization on the family structure, that we will learn. Similarly, industrialization is also a precursor of urbanization, and all this will we will cover in family. Then chapter 2.5, kinship. So in kinship, there are kinship means basically the relationship between closely affiliated family members. So there are different concepts like consanguinity and affinity. Consanguinity means blood relationship, and affinity means marital relationship. Like after marriage, different uh, different people from different families are coming together and forming a family due to affinal bond. So affinal bond means marriage bond, something like that. And consanguinity means the relationship between your brothers and sisters, like all my siblings and my parents and all, they are related to me consanguinely. Then principles and type of descent. Descent means how you belong to your previous generation. So the different descent types are unilineal, double, bilateral, ambilineal. So all these are very interesting, and very fixed definition is there for different types of descent. Like in double descent, you have descent from your mother and father both. And in bilateral descent, there is a difference between double and bilateral. I am not able to remember right now. In unilineal descent, you just say that you have descended either from your mother or father. In patrilineal society, the descent is from father. In matrilineal, it is from mother. And in bilateral, I think again it will be some there is some basic difference between double and bilateral. I am not able to remember right now. But here again it will be in double descent, you will be descending from your both mother and father. In bilateral, it will be something similar, but there is a basic difference here, so we will study it later. And ambilinear means you can either choose to be descended from your father's side or your mother's side, it depends on you. Then forms of descent groups. So based on this particular descent types, there will be different descent groups like lineage, clan, fratry, moiety and kindred. All these things have different means you just have to understand it, that they are very very fixed concepts. Like clan. So what is difference between lineage and clan? So in lineage, you can tell the ancestry, like you are here, you are the ego. Basically the person on whom the studies are done, he is called ego. So ego can say that this is my first generation, this is my dada, then this is my kaka, this is my grand kaka and all. So he can tell that this is the person from whom we have descended. So this is the concept of lineage. In clan, you cannot exactly tell that from which person you have descended, but the clan people say that we have descended from a common ancestor, and sometimes it is mythological also. Then fratry, it is a means like even bigger than clan, and here people know that they have descended from a common ancestor, but they have different clans. So different clans have their own common ancestor, so like that. Then moiety, like when the society is divided into two parts which are equal, they have descended from a common ancestor, but this group has descended from another, and this group has descended from another, so they are equal and opposite. So this is called moiety. And kindred means when ego says that this is the family from my mother's side and this is the family from my father's side, to which I am affiliated, so this is called kindred. So all these thing and their specific definitions I will give you later, and you can just mug it up, and the questions are very straightforward and very very easy. So just mug it up and it will fetch you 100% marks. Means I don't think that anything very complex is there in these particular concepts. Then kinship terminology, descriptive and classificatory. Descriptive terminology just tells that means the in the terminology itself we will be able to understand that what are the different relationships. Let's say mamaji, so in India you will be able to understand what is mamaji or mausiji or amma, appa and all, nanaji. So this, that is called descriptive. And classificatory means when means let's say mama, so that can be classificatory also, that there are so many relationships and all of them you just say mama only, so that is called classification of different relationship in a particular group. In descriptive, for different relationship you will have a definite term. So in this kinship terminology there are different types of terminologies that we will learn, that there is like omaha, crow, and such types. Then descent, filiation means which group you belong to, and complementary filiation, descent and alliance, how, what is the alliance theory, how people means group together, and what is the relationship with the types of descent and form of descent and all those things. All these things we will learn in chapter 2.5. This is very easy chapter and very interesting also. Okay, then coming on chapter 3. So chapter 3 is economic organization, meaning, scope and relevance of economic anthropology. So in this particular chapter we will learn what are the different forms of economic organization, how people engage in different economic activities, and how they derive their sustenance, how the society cooperates and make sure that the survival of whole society is ensured. So that is all comes, it all will come under economic organization. So here also you will have to this economic anthropology and how it is different from normal economics, that you will have to learn. And then formalist and substantivist debate. So here there are two types of definitions that have been given by different anthropologists. So formalist people say that the economic organization of the primitive society or the tribal society, the same concepts that we use in the today's modern economics, they can be applied to the primitive societies as well. So let's say profit and loss, or the way the capitalist society work, all these things are applicable for the primitive society, that people are basically means rational beings, they are economically driven and all those things. Substantivists people say that no, it is not the case. The different societies have different economic criteria, and you have to read and understand different economies in order to understand them. And primitive societies are different, means it's not always profit and loss, they work on different ways. So this debate, and which are the different anthropologists who have given the definition of these particular concepts, and how they are different, all these things we will learn. And it's also again mugging it up. Okay, then principles governing production, distribution and exchange. So principles governing production and distribution are different in different societies. Let's say for the primitive society, let's say a society which is living in jungle, so if they are hunting something, so they immediately will distribute it, otherwise the meat will get spoiled. So their production method is hunting, their distribution method is immediate distribution. And exchange method means like right now in the society that we live, basically we see market exchange, that people produce something and they exchange it for something else, and there is a intermediary called money through which we exchange different things. But that is not the case with the primitive societies or the different tribal societies. So their reciprocity, that you give me something and I will give you something, so reciprocal relationship or redistribution, that all the things which are produced by the society, they will be collected under a certain person who will be chief or head of that particular tribal society, and he will distribute it based on the needs of the different people. And then market society, tribal markets are also there. So right now market society is penetrating in different that precursor or the what is it, tribal societies. So all this you will learn here. This is also very easy. Then in communities subsisting on hunting and gathering, fishing, swedening. So all this thing is also very very interesting. That means you will learn the different characteristics of the hunting society. Hunting and gathering. Hunting means killing the animals, and gathering means gathering the different berries and different roots, fruits, flowers, and all those things. And means basically gathering the fruit. In gathering also it will come that basically the dead animals you can also gather there. That is also called scavenging. So all this and what are the characteristic, how is their society made, what are the relationship between different people in hunting and gathering societies, how much means do they have agriculture and all, what are the tools and technologies that they use. All this thing you will learn here. Similarly, fishing societies, basically these are the coastal societies. They live near the coastal areas. How they do the fishing, what are the different areas in which the fishing is allowed, and how they have relationship with the inland societies or the forest societies and all. And also one thing very important is that you will have to learn the different names of the different tribes which are hunting, which are right now practicing hunting and gathering, or which are practicing fishing right now. So that is very very important. And then you will have to talk about their characteristics. Then swedening, you have basically you would have heard about this Jhum cultivation. So the slash and burn cultivation, basically these societies, they just burn the forest and then they grow their crops there. So that also you will learn. Then pastoral societies, pastoralism. So those societies which basically survive based on having some cattle or something, which they domestication of animals. This is the basic mode of pastoral societies. And what are the different pastoral societies, how the societies of desert are different from the society of high mountainous region or the society of marshy land. And what are the different animals that grow in these particular means that survive in different climatic conditions. Then horticulture are those societies where basically means they use primitive technologies and they grow fruits, tubers, and all those things. And then agricultural, that right now our normal society where we grow crops like cereals and all. So these are different types of societies, and you have to learn three things: their characteristic, the types of tribes, the means examples, and what are the different areas in which they are surviving right now. So all this we will learn in this particular chapter. Then globalization and indigenous economic system. So again means what are the impact of globalization on the current system of different countries or different tribes and all, how the people are coming together and they are forming groups, and how one culture is affecting another culture, all, and basically the economic organization. All this we will study in this globalization and indigenous economic system. Okay, then coming on next chapter, that is fourth chapter. This is political organization and social control. In this particular chapter we are going to learn the political system of the primitive societies, like the band, tribe, chiefdom, kingdom, and state. So what is the different means all these terms have their different meanings, as well as they have fixed definition. So you have to learn that how the band is different from tribe, what is the organization of band. Band means only few people will be there and they will be cooperating with each other, but there won't be any person who will be heading them. In tribes there may be a head. He may be a situational head. He may not be a permanent. He may not be having that much powers. While in chiefdom there will be a chief who will be having a lot of powers. He will be having authority over all the people. Then in kingdom it is like even more powerful or more centralized. Then the concept of state right now, that modern state or nation states, how they are formed. And basically in chiefdom mainly one type of tribes live. In kingdom there could be different types of tribe, and monarchy will be there and authoritative rule will be there. In states there could be authoritative rule or communist rule or socialistic rule or capitalistic rule or democracy and all those things. And what is that difference and definition? So you don't have to go that much deep. You just have to mug up their definitions and their differences. The notes I will provide to you later. The concept of power, authority, and legitimacy. again the concept of power, how the power is exercised, who will decide on how to allocate the different resources, who will do what and all. So all this comes under concept of power. This is also concept of polity. Then authority, who again power and authority, they are means related. And then legitimacy, how different powers or the authorities are legitimized in different societies, like in democracy or in bureaucracy. How you get legitimacy? Because you have passed a certain examination and you have been legitimately appointed by the state to work as a bureaucrat. So similarly, in ancient societies, like a person who is from the royal family or the chief family, he will be having more power and authority because he is from the chief's family. However, in band society or in tribe society, you will get power and authority because you are very much apt in certain thing. Let's say you are very much good in hunting, or you are a shaman, so you are good in healing people, or you are able to predict different things, let's say magical things and all. So this is how your authority or power will be coming in band or tribal society. So all this you will learn in this particular chapter. Then social control, how what are the how the social control is done, means let's say incest taboo is there. So this is also one of the ways in which the society is controlled, so that they are not doing incestual relationship. Then law and justice in simple societies, how it is different from right now modern societies. Like there is retributive justice, in which if one has stolen, so his hands will be cut and something like that. And in some societies there will be different laws, like if you do some harm to some people, so they will just kick you out of their society, or they will not talk to you and all those things. So this is very funny also, and very interesting. But you just don't have to, means you have to learn all this in anthropological terms. You just don't have to means write whatever comes in your mind. You have to mug up the basic definition. Basically in this anthropology, you have to do two things: understand and mug it up. Understanding won't fetch you marks, and just mugging up also won't fetch you marks, because then you will not be able to write the demand of the question. So you have to understand the different concepts, and then you have to mug it up. Mugging up, there is no option of mugging up. But at the same time, understanding also the concepts is very very necessary, because anthropology is different from other things like sociology or psychology and all. So this is also very fixed subject, and you have to understand it. There is no escape from understanding. Then coming on the fifth chapter, this is religion. This is the last chapter that I will discuss in this video, because already the video is around 1 hour, so even I am not feeling to cover everything in this particular video. So this is the fifth chapter, this is religion. So religion, as you know, that the religious beliefs and all. So this is not very much like right now we see that there is Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism and Christianity, but there is a systematic concept, means how they have evolved. Earlier what was there, right now what is there. So there are different concepts that we will learn in this particular chapter, like anthropological approaches to the study of religion, like evolutionary approaches there, psychological approaches, psychological and functional approach. So according to evolutionarist, means how there will be different stages, like earlier there were polytheism, so people are studying so many gods. Before that there may be animatism or totemism. So there people were saying that means they were believing in ghost spirit, or there is life in different there is life in everything. Or before that they were believing in totemism. So different anthropologists have given different evolutionary approach, like from totemism to animism to polytheism to monotheism to let's say atheist society where there is no god, something like that. So let's say Tyler has given something else, Morgan has given something else. So all these evolutionary approaches that you have to study. There are different approaches that have been given in brain tree. We will cover them one by one. Also we will try to cover the previous year question papers, so that will give you more idea about what to study and what not to study, because otherwise it becomes very boring that the question such chapters like socio-cultural anthropology, from which questions are less. The notes that have been provided by the coaching institute, they have just crammed up everything in the whole. They have crammed up from different books whatever they can. So that is why we need to do very selective reading. Then psychological and functional approach means the religion serves different functions, like it binds society together. Then it will make sure that people are cooperating with each other, and they believe in something, and there are different things, like they will come and celebrate, so there will be more economic activity and all. So whatever it is, we will study later. Then monotheism and polytheism, these are different types of religion. Like monotheists believe in one single god, polytheism means believe in different gods. Then sacred and profane, sacred means something which is like which is very respectable and which is different. So the concept of sacred and profane was given by Durkheim, and also what are the different characteristics of sacred and profane, what is, how you will differentiate between them, that also we will study. And one of the most important thing is that you have to understand what are the different thinkers and how they have given these particular concepts. So think name of the thinkers is very very important. Then myths and rituals, forms of religion in tribal and peasant societies. Myths means there are different mythological stories in different cultures, and there are different rituals, and how they are related, to religion, and how they are related to social stability and all those things. Then forms of religion in tribal and peasant societies, like animism, animatism. So all these have different definitions, like animism, belief, or animatism. Animatism means belief in some supernatural power. Animism means belief that every object or everything, means living or dead, is having soul. Then fetishes means believe in something, means too much belief in something. Or fetish means too much love towards a certain thing. Let's say you believe that a certain rock is having divine power, so that is called fetishism. So here I am giving you the definition in very unconventional way, like what do you say that but whatever will be the definition of fetishism, we will learn later. Then naturism and totemism. Naturism means believe in nature and like rain, water, forest and all. Totemism means totem. There is a concept of totem also. Totem means totem. So we will learn that who gave totemism and how the totemism came into being and all. Then religion, magic and science distinguished. So there is a fixed definition of magic and science. Like magic, they are telling that magic is the means, according to Morgan, magic was that time when the things which are not we were not able to explain by the scientific thing, so we were explaining it by magic. And religion was like, religion came after magic, and after religion came the science. So in science we explain different things by fixed rules and fixed laws and all, but in magic we are not able to explain by fixed rule and laws. And there are different types of magic also, like contiguous magic and thinking magic and all those things. So there are different forms, we'll learn that later. Then magical religious functionaries, this is very important, that if there is magic, so there will be some person who will be performing the magic now. So what will be his name, what are his characteristics? And similarly for religion, what are the different priests and all? So there are priest, shaman, medicine man, sorcerer and witch. So there are differences in these particular concepts also, like how priest is different from shaman. Priest will be in basically in fixed society, traditional society or agricultural society. Shaman will be in the tribal society. Medicine man is also some means it's just closely related to shaman only. So here it will be the person who is doing the religious work, he will be also telling the people, means he will be healing also, he will be having knowledge about the nature surrounding that particular area, and he will be able to provide medicines to the people. Then sorcerer and witch, this is also a concept, that there is a difference between sorcerer and witch. The sorcerers do magic and witch also do magic, but the difference is that the witch are able to do magic just by thinking. And basically they both do mainly to harm other people or to protect themselves. So the witches, like in Hindi you would have heard about Diane. So people can accuse anyone that this is Diane, she has eaten our children and all those things. So this come under witch, because and anyone can be accused of witchery, because in witch you don't need to have any equipments or anything. Like in a sorcerer will have nibu and khopadi and all, skeleton and all. So he will be doing or performing magic by means having something, some some objects and performing some magical enchantings and all. Like in Harry Potter would have seen that they have some spell. So sorcerer will be doing spell, and some substance will be there, in which witches don't need any substance. Just they can think that this person should die and he will die. So something like that. So this is the chapter 5 religion, and after that comes chapter 6 anthropological theory. So this we will cover in the next video. From chapter 6 up till whatever we can cover, we will try to cover that. So till chapter 5 I think we have finished, and this is where I will stop this particular video. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in next video.